Hey guys, today it's a very emotional day, a very sad day for me. Today is the day that I sold my car. After owning it for 2 years and putting all my love and money into it, and just like that it was taken away. The reason I had to sell it, guys, is because I need to look for a property now and try and move out. So I really didn't want to sell her. So today is a very sad day indeed. I've got a few images of her here. I don't know if you guys know, but I owned a 350Z or 350Z, or however you call it, 3-door 2005 model GT, and it was a UK spec, it wasn't an import. And from her being stock here, she had the engine bay done, and here she is with the full wide arch Veilside kit on, which is what I got fitted, and custom red Veilside dials. There she is in all her glory, parked outside my house, and there again she is looking beautiful, sitting low. And there she is from the inside with your DVD player, sat nav, the Bride racing seats, the nitrous bottle. And here she is for a max power shoot. This is before we had the spoiler fitted and before when I had the decals on. There again she's on the max power shoot with the decals and without the spoiler. And here she is getting the wide arch body kit fitted, as you guys can see. And she's gone. So I gave the keys to the guy. I sort of walked inside my house, watched her drive away through the window. I just pulled the curtains to the side slightly so I can just see her go down the hill, and then she disappeared around the corner out of my life forever. And what can I say, guys? I'm quite sad, but I have to look at the bigger picture, and I have to start looking at getting a property. So I know it's the right thing to do. Plus the guy that's got it now, he loves his car, so I know it's going to be well looked after. So why am I making a video? Well, basically, like I said, being so depressed and almost having a nervous breakdown, literally not 2 hours ago when I sold it, I came in and I sat down in front of my computer, and I had this image just actually in Photoshop. And if you guys saw my previous video on suspension, on alloy wheels and tires, and if you saw the session video that I created, which was image dynamics, you'll see this is where we left off with this image. And what I done, guys, is I just started playing around, and I went against everything I say to you guys about matching your resolutions with your donor images and with the images that you're working on. And because I was in a state literally of just going crazy and just becoming like a social outcast for the rest of my life, drowning and wallowing in my own self-pity, I just started messing around with the images and some of the donor images I've got saved on my computer, which were just purposely for tutorials. They weren't for me creating work out of them. And so basically, like I said, this was new to me, creating work out of images that don't match in resolution. So I've decided to make a video just to tell you how I overcome certain problems. So if you remember, guys, this was kind of the image we were left with in the image dynamics. I've added a bit of motion blur to the wheels and to the body, and let's remove that Audi badge. It's annoying me now because I do Nissan, and that's it. And what I did, after sort of an hour of playing around, I came up with this. And I literally, because of my car had a Wild Arts Veilside kit on, I decided to put it onto this car as a tribute to my gone 350Z that's moved on to a better place. Now, guys, the thing I want to talk to you about with this image is, as you can see, I've added a motion blur to the car, so it's not sharp. And the reason for that is the donor image that I used for the kit was much lower resolution. So when I extracted the bumper, I had to enlarge it to fit this car, and it went all grainy. And I did do the filter sharpen, smart sharpen, but that didn't really do much because of the difference in resolutions. And also because the bumper was grey, when I coloured it, as you can see, the colour match, I mean, you can't see obviously the original paint. Let me just shut off that. You see the original paint is kind of this shiny blue, and then obviously it's kind of matted here, and it's kind of fake around here, like a fake blue without any shine. And that's because the bumper was grey. And you know, as I said in previous tutorials, I will get around to creating a tutorial on how to colour grey, black, white items on cars and cars themselves. So what I decided to do is colour match the bumper as close as I could, and the way I done that was selecting the colour replacement tool here, pressing Alt to sample a colour off the car, and then I literally painted over the bumper. And because it didn't colour match well, what I did is just use the smudge tool, put another graphic on the bonnet as you can see here, and just smudged it into the bumper to make it look like this colour effect is actually part of the graphic, which it's not, it's just the way that the bumper is coloured. And also I added the motion blur to kind of hide you know, the difference in resolutions of the body parts, just so you know it looked a bit more aesthetically pleasing to the eye. With the writing here, what I basically done is I just got the text tool, and I selected a font that was that closely resembled the Veilside font. I mean, you can do this with the logo as long as the logo is white, matter. And what you guys do is you literally just, like, for example, let me just do something for you here. We'll just put in 350Z. Just got it on my mind now, guys. I do apologize. So there's 350Z, and as long as we color it white, and then right click on the text layer and go rasterize image, hit Control T, then you can enlarge it, hit enter. And what I done is I hit Control T. I mean, that's probably not the best font example. I laid it down so it looked like it was on the floor, as you can see here, and then I just gave it an overlay effect, and as you can see, it gave it this sort of, it's like a light beam in the road type image. And then what I did is I just added a bit of motion blur by hitting filter blur, motion blur, and then obviously adding as much blur as you want to give it. And that's how I created that font, guys. What else can I say about this image? I did create a black and white saturated version with the car just in colour. Oh, and also, I don't know if you can see the original image well up here. There's a person in the seat, and I literally removed him. And the way I done that was literally patching his head, like the top half of his head, and then patching it across. And with the bits that didn't come out properly, I just used the clone tool to fill in the empty parts. And the same around here, I just cloned the steering wheel and the white suspension strut bar that goes across the back of the car. Of course, gave an overlay, a soft light color to the road, as I said in the image dynamics video. And then what it's you know, good practice to do, guys, when you do get your images, just try and put a little note, stock image courtesy of wherever you got it from. Just, you know, it just shows that you're giving the website appreciation for allowing you to work on images that they've taken, because obviously they take time to make these images, so you want to give recognition to them as well. And here I've just literally put digital car tuning by Rob Iglesias, that's me, and gave a little copyright symbol just to, you know, say that this is the work that you've done, and it can't be copied. Motion blur to the wheels again. This front one is a radial blur. I don't really like using it, but the motion blur didn't look too good, so I changed it to a radial blur, and this rear one's a motion blur. And what else? You know, obviously for fitting the body kit, just check out my tutorials. If they're not up now, because I don't know which order I'm going to put these videos up, if they're not up, please stick around, because I will be doing a tutorial on how to fit bumpers, side skirts, spoilers, etc. Was going to tint the windows, but I didn't really get around to doing it, and I've added these lights. If you just check the lights and lighting effects tutorial, it shows you how to do this. Basically it's just a filter, render, lens flare, and then it's just adding one of these lens flares that you can just mess around with, and then literally clicking in there and adding it to your car. Okay guys, so that's pretty much it today for this video. Like I said, I was just feeling a bit down, so I thought I'll make this video, and hopefully it'll just give you guys some ideas as to the problems that you can encounter when you are working with outer resolution images. Questions, comments, leave them by, and hopefully I'll see you guys on the next video. Appreciate your time. Thank you.